UNESCO is a specialized agency of the United Nations that aims to promote peace and cooperation through education, science, culture, and communication. One of the ways UNESCO does this is by designating certain places on Earth as World Heritage Sites. These are landmarks or areas that have outstanding universal value to humanity, and as such, they are protected for future generations to appreciate and enjoy. World Heritage Sites can be natural or cultural or both. They can include monuments, buildings, cities, forests, deserts, lakes, mountains, islands, and more. There are currently 1,199 World Heritage Sites in 168 countries, and each one of them has a unique story to tell. In this video, I will share with you the best 20 World Heritage Sites based on their significance, their beauty, and their appeal. I will also give you some tips on how to visit them, what to see, and what to do. So, if you are ready to discover some of the most amazing places on Earth, stay tuned and watch this video until the end. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. We begin our journey in Africa, where we find one of the most spectacular waterfalls in the world, Victoria Falls. Located on the border of Zambia and Zimbabwe, this waterfall is known as the smoke that thunders in the local language because of the huge spray and roar that it produces. The waterfall is over 100 meters high and more than 1.7 kilometers wide, making it the largest sheet of falling water in the world. It is also a habitat for many rare and endangered species, such as the black rhino, the African elephant, and the peregrine falcon. Victoria Falls is a sight to behold, especially during the rainy season when the water volume reaches its peak. Next, we travel to Asia, where we find the largest Buddhist monument in the world, Borobudur Temple. Located in Indonesia, this temple consists of 9 stacked platforms adorned with reliefs and statues that form a mandala or a cosmic diagram. The temple was built in the 9th century, and it represents the stages of enlightenment in Buddhism. The temple is surrounded by lush forests and volcanoes, creating a stunning contrast between nature and culture. Borobudur Temple is a place of pilgrimage and meditation, where visitors can admire the intricate carvings and the serene atmosphere. From Asia, we move to Europe, where we find the smallest state in the world, Vatican City. Located within Rome, Italy, this state is the seat of the Roman Catholic Church and the home of the Pope. Vatican City is a treasure trove of art and architecture, featuring some of the most famous and influential works in history, such as the Sistine Chapel, the St. Peter's Basilica, and the Vatican Museums. Vatican City is also a place of spirituality and religion, where millions of pilgrims and tourists flock every year to witness the ceremonies and events that take place there. From Europe, we fly to North America, where we find the first national park in the world, Yellowstone National Park. Located in the USA, this park covers an area of over 8,000 square kilometers, and it is famous for its geothermal features and diverse wildlife. The park sits on a volcanic hotspot, and it has over 10,000 hot springs, geysers, mud pots, and fumaroles that create a colorful and dynamic landscape. The park is also home to hundreds of species of animals, such as bison, wolves, bears, elk, and moose that roam freely in the wild. Yellowstone National Park is a place of wonder and adventure, where visitors can experience the beauty and power of nature. From North America, we cross the Atlantic Ocean and we arrive in France, where we find a medieval abbey and village on a rocky island, Mont-Saint-Michel. Connected to the mainland by a causeway, this island is a marvel of architecture and engineering that dates back to the 8th century. The island is dominated by the Abbey, which is a masterpiece of Gothic style, and it also has a fortified wall, a monastery, a church, and a town that create a harmonious ensemble. Mont-Saint-Michel is a place of history and culture where visitors can explore the winding streets and the majestic buildings and enjoy the stunning views of the bay. From France, we travel to the Pacific Ocean, where we find a remote island with a mysterious past, Easter Island. Known for its statues called moai, this island is a testimony of the Rapa Nui people who created a unique and complex civilization that flourished and declined over centuries. The moai are over 800 stone figures that range from 2 to 20 meters in height and that represent the ancestors and the gods of the Rapa Nui. The moai are scattered all over the island, and some of them are still unfinished or buried. Easter Island is a place of mystery and fascination where visitors can marvel at the moai and learn about the culture and the history of the Rapa Nui. From the Pacific Ocean, we return to Europe, where we find a masterpiece of Byzantine architecture in Istanbul, Turkey, Hagia Sophia. This building was originally a church built in the 6th century, and it was later converted into a mosque and then into a museum. Hagia Sophia is a symbol of the cultural and religious diversity of Istanbul, and it is a stunning example of art and design, featuring a massive dome, a rich interior, and a blend of Christian and Islamic elements. Hagia Sophia is a place of awe and inspiration where visitors can admire the beauty and the history of this monument that has witnessed the rise and fall of empires. From Europe, we go back to Africa, where we find a vast savanna ecosystem in Tanzania, Serengeti National Park. This park covers an area of over 14,000 square kilometers, and it hosts the largest terrestrial mammal migration in the world, involving over 2 million wildebeest, zebra, and gazelle that move across the plains in search of water and grass. The park is also a habitat for many other animals, such as lions, leopards, cheetahs, elephants, giraffes, and rhinos that make up the rich biodiversity of the Serengeti. Serengeti National Park is a place of life and movement where visitors can witness the drama and the spectacle of the wildlife and the beauty and the diversity of the landscape. From Africa, we head to the Middle East, where we find an ancient city carved out of sandstone cliffs in Jordan, Petra. This city was the capital of the Nabatean kingdom that ruled the region from the 4th century BC to the 1st century AD. Petra is famous for its rock-cut architecture and water management system that allowed the city to thrive in the desert. The city is also known for its monuments, such as the treasury, the monastery, and the royal tombs that display the influence of various cultures, such as Greek, Roman, and Egyptian. Petra is a place of wonder and discovery where visitors can explore the hidden and the majestic aspects of the city that was once lost to the world. From the Middle East, we fly to Italy, where we find a city of canals and bridges, Venice and its lagoon. This city is a masterpiece of human creativity and engineering that was built on a group of islands in a shallow lagoon over centuries. The city is renowned for its artistic and cultural heritage, featuring some of the most iconic landmarks, such as the St. Mark's Square, the Doge's Palace, and the Rialto Bridge. The city is also a place of romance and charm, where visitors can enjoy the atmosphere and the scenery of the canals, the gondolas, and the carnival. Venice and its lagoon is a place of beauty and fragility that faces the challenges of rising sea levels and mass tourism. From Italy, we travel to England, where we find a prehistoric monument with unknown purpose and origin, Stonehenge. This monument consists of a ring of standing stones that date back to the 3rd millennium BC. The stones are arranged in a circular pattern that aligns with the movements of the sun and the moon, suggesting a possible astronomical function. The stones are also surrounded by other features such as burial mounds, ditches, and avenues that indicate a complex and long-lasting cultural activity. Stonehenge is a place of mystery and wonder where visitors can speculate and admire the ingenuity and the significance of this monument that has survived the test of time. From England, we sail to the Pacific Ocean, where we find a volcanic archipelago with a unique wildlife, Galapagos Islands. These islands are located on the equator, and they are the result of volcanic eruptions that occurred over millions of years. The islands are home to many endemic and rare species, such as the giant tortoise, the marine iguana, the blue-footed booby, and the Galapagos penguin. The islands are also the place where Charles Darwin observed the variations and adaptations of the animals that inspired his theory of evolution by natural selection. Galapagos Islands are a place of science and nature where visitors can encounter and appreciate the diversity and the beauty of the wildlife and the importance and the fragility of the ecosystem. From the Pacific Ocean, we move to China, where we find a colossal fortification system, Great Wall of China. This wall is the longest and largest man-made structure in the world, stretching over 21,000 kilometers and built over centuries to protect China from invaders. The wall is a symbol of the power and the endurance of the Chinese civilization, and it is also a testimony of the human labor and sacrifice that went into its construction. The wall is composed of various sections that vary in style and condition and that offer different views and experiences. Great Wall of China is a place of history and culture where visitors can walk and admire the wall and learn about the stories and the legends that surround it. From China, we fly to Cambodia, where we find a magnificent complex of temples and monuments, Angkor Wat. This complex is the largest religious site in the world, covering an area of over 400 square kilometers, and it represents the peak of Khmer architecture and art. The complex was built in the 12th century, and it was originally dedicated to the Hindu god Vishnu, but later became a Buddhist site. The complex is known for its stunning and intricate bas-reliefs that depict scenes from Hindu and Buddhist mythology, history, and culture. Angkor Wat is a place of spirituality and beauty where visitors can explore and admire the temples and marvel at the skill and the creativity of the Khmer people. From Cambodia, we return to Europe, where we find a symbol of classical Greek civilization, Acropolis of Athens. This site is a hilltop citadel that features some of the most iconic and influential buildings in history, such as the Parthenon, the Erechtheion, the Propylaea, and the Temple of Athena Nike. These buildings were constructed in the 5th century BC, and they reflect the ideals and the values of the Athenian democracy, such as justice, wisdom, and beauty. The buildings are also masterpieces of art and design, featuring elegant proportions, refined sculptures, and elaborate decorations. Acropolis of Athens is a place of heritage and inspiration where visitors can appreciate the legacy and the influence of the ancient Greeks and the birthplace of Western civilization. From Europe, we travel to Africa, where we find the oldest and only surviving wonders of the ancient world, pyramids of Giza. These pyramids are located in Egypt, and they were built as tombs for the pharaohs and their queens, who ruled the land from the 26th to the 23rd century BC. The pyramids are remarkable feats of engineering and mathematics that demonstrate the skill and the ambition of the ancient Egyptians. The pyramids are also surrounded by other structures such as the Sphinx, the Valley Temple, and the Solar Boat Museum that add to the mystery and the majesty of the site. pyramids of Giza are a place of awe and reverence where visitors can witness the glory and the power of the ancient Egyptians and the mystery of the afterlife. From Africa, we fly to South America where we find a mysterious Inca citadel, Machu Picchu. This site is perched on a mountain ridge in the Andes at an altitude of over 2,400 meters, and it is surrounded by breathtaking scenery. The site was built in the 15th century and it was abandoned shortly after the Spanish conquest, remaining hidden from the outside world until the 20th century. The site is a marvel of architecture and engineering, featuring terraces, temples, palaces, and fountains that blend harmoniously with the natural environment. The site is also a place of mystery and speculation, as the exact purpose and function of the site are still unknown. Machu Picchu is a place of wonder and discovery where visitors can explore and admire the site and imagine the life and the culture of the Inca people. From South America, we move to Asia where we find a stunning mausoleum, Taj Mahal. This site is located in India and it was built by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan in memory of his beloved wife Mumtaz Mahal, who died in childbirth in the 17th century. The site is a masterpiece of Islamic architecture and art, featuring a white marble dome for minarets, intricate calligraphy, and precious inlay work. The site is also a symbol of love and devotion, as the emperor spared no expense and effort to create this monument, and he was later buried next to his wife. Taj Mahal is a place of beauty and emotion where visitors can admire the elegance and the craftsmanship of the site and feel the love and the sorrow of the emperor. From Asia, we sail to Australia where we find the largest coral reef system in the world, Great Barrier Reef. This site covers an area of over 340,000 square kilometers, and it is home to a rich biodiversity of marine life, such as coral, fish, turtles, sharks, dolphins, and whales. The site is a natural wonder that offers a variety of colors, shapes, and forms that create a stunning underwater landscape. The site is also a place of adventure and fun where visitors can enjoy activities such as snorkeling, diving, sailing, and surfing, and experience the beauty and the diversity of the marine life. Great Barrier Reef is a place of nature and joy where visitors can appreciate the beauty and the fragility of the reef and the importance and the responsibility of its conservation. From Australia, we fly to Myanmar, where we find one of the most ancient and sacred sites in Asia, Bagan. This site is located on a bend of the Irrawaddy River, and it features an exceptional array of Buddhist art and architecture. The site was the capital of the Bagan Empire, which flourished from the 11th to the 13th centuries and unified the regions that would later constitute Myanmar. During this period, more than 10,000 temples, stupas, and monasteries were built in the Bagan Plains, of which over 2,000 still survive today. The site is a testimony to the peak of Bagan civilization and to the Buddhist cultural tradition of merit-making. The site is also a place of spirituality and beauty where visitors can admire the magnificent structures, the exquisite murals and sculptures, and the serene atmosphere. Bagan is a place of history and culture where visitors can learn about the rich and diverse heritage of Myanmar and the importance and the responsibility of its preservation. And that concludes our journey around the world and our countdown of the best 20 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. We hope you enjoyed this video and we hope you learned something new and interesting. If you did, please give us a like, a comment, and a subscribe, and don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. Thank you for watching and see you next time.